Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me right now is Jason Vieth. He's the CEO of Laird Superfood. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is LSF on the NYSE, and Laird Superfood will be presenting at our upcoming investor conference, Planet MicroCap Showcase Vegas, in partnership with MicroCap Club, taking place April 22 through 24, 2025 at the Paris Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. For more information, to meet Jason and the team in person, see their presentation in Vegas, please register to attend at planetmicrocapshowcase.com. And with that, Jason, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Hey, Robert, I'm great. How are you?
I got through it. You know, the intro each time it's a flip of the coin. So I'm just thankful we made it through. But Jason, thank you again for joining me. I'm so excited to have you guys there in Vegas. Look, I've known about the brand and the company for a long time. I've been a fan of, I was just telling you offline, I've been a fan of Laird Hamilton since I first got into surfing. So this is a really cool opportunity to learn a little bit more and also just see you in Vegas. So with that, this is our first time doing an interview together. So can you give us that quick overview and history of the company?
Yeah, you bet. So we're actually in our 10th year this year. We'll be celebrating that anniversary really soon. So you'll hear more about that. But the company was started 10 years ago by Laird Hamilton, his wife, Gabby Reece, and then another friend of theirs, when they recognized that there was an opportunity to bring a better for you creamer to the marketplace that would allow consumers that were consuming coffee to have a better cup of coffee. Essentially, a cup of coffee loaded with MCT oils and energy that gave them long-lasting energy through the morning and kind of slow released and modulated the caffeine. And out of that came an entire business. And so we ended up putting a facility up in Oregon, which we're not in anymore, but really, kind of ramping our way up through that COVID explosion that took place for a lot of DTC companies and having the chance to deliver these great products that are just more healthful and nutritious than anything else in the marketplace. And so we're a little bit of a different company now, and I look forward to sharing that as the event unfolds.
What about Laird Superfood products are unique and different when compared to the coffee mates of the world out there and other creamers?
Yeah, you bet. Well, I'll add that it starts really with our founders. Having Laird Hamilton's brand on the label is incredible because Laird and his wife Gabby are really the two most authentically healthy people that myself or anyone else that I know have met. So everything that we do is in the image of what they actually eat. And so, if you turn over the ingredient deck and look at what is inside of our products, you'll recognize everything. And usually the list is, I mean, always the list is incredibly small. The only exception, I guess, is the greens because we pack so many greens into that product. But everything on there is known to you. They're all vegetables and fruits that you recognize. We bring everything from nature. We don't supplement with vitamins and minerals, et cetera, other than the trace minerals from Aquaman, which really is just taking a seaweed harvested out of Iceland and bringing the trace minerals that we all miss. So the products are incredible. You can always buy with absolute confidence that you're getting a wholesome and nutritious product.
Very good. So now let's take in a bigger picture of the company itself. Obviously you're leading with the creamer. What's the vision and goal here for, okay, creamer first, obviously spearheaded by the market campaign with Gabby and Laird. What else for folks that aren't aware?
Yeah. Yeah, it was creamer first. That was the first product. And then, when you're in creamer, you start thinking, what else can I do? And so coffee solutions, as we like to call it now, is a big part of the focus of the company. It's almost 70%
Sorry,
of the
didn't
revenue.
mean to
So
laugh, but that was good. I
yeah,
appreciate it.
no, it's
That was good.
it's great. It's the creamer, but then the coffee, and then we have instant lattes, and then all of the products like mushrooms that can be added to those. So that's a big part and a really fast growing part of our portfolio, and probably what we'll be known for the foreseeable future. But at the same time, because we have Laird and Gabby and their diet guiding us as the North Star, we've been able to add other products. We have a greens product, a reds product. We put hydration products in, and again, all these products just very, very minimal ingredients, very minimally processed. So in a day like now where you realize, oh, well, maybe you want to eat more vegetarian or vegan products. Well, the reality on most of those products is they're uber processed. They're just really heavily processed. And we're the opposite. We're very minimally processed, very few ingredients, and at this point, still a vegetarian brand.
Let's talk about some of the trends too that's going on. Listen, this is one of our quick hit, but I don't care. I've again been following the company for a while. I'm not disclosure. I'm not a shareholder, but when you think about the trends with where we're going as a society, or just at least when folks are now looking at the labels and whatnot. I mean, the company has gone through. I mean, it's an interesting company to be public when you think about it, right? Like one product coffee solutions. It's one that, is just such a classic microcap in so many different ways and has had an interesting, turn in the last, I say, year or two. So I guess this is a two-part question where I'm going with is the trends in kind of that superfood healthy category and people focusing on what's actually going into their bodies and how that's affecting the company. And then also how the company really, let's go there first, and then I'll ask the turnaround story.
All right, sounds
That's a lot. That's a lot I'm throwing at you.
That sounds great, Robert. So there's no doubt right now that the trend is our friend. We talk all the time on all of our calls about the tailwind that we have. Whether you want to talk about it as a Maha movement or if that's too political, the reality is there's simply a general awareness that's building around the food that you put into your body is going to have long-term impact on your lifespan and your health span. And that's coming to light in a really powerful way at the moment. So I don't, even as we head into a recession, potential recession, I have a lot of confidence that consumers are going to continue to make choices that are better for their bodies now, better for their lifestyles now, better for their lifespan and health span later. And so we have so much opportunity, and I think those trends are going to continue to really be a benefit to us.
Very good. Okay, now I'm going to ask the second part of that question. I was
Sure.
going to say, the company kind of had it's like I said, classic microcap, single product when it went public, but went through fits and starts, kind of starting to, make the turn. So, what would you say from a corporate public perspective that really explains how the company has gotten to where it's at today?
Well, I think I wasn't here for the entire duration, but I've studied it quite a lot. There was the initial excitement as we came out with an actual IPO, not a SPAC, but an IPO. I think the company was bid up to around $500 million of valuation. Oh, I would say that valuation got ahead of itself. I think that's pretty clear. We don't have a lot of shares in the float. I think that contributed as well. There are a lot of competing factors in there. But that is one of the challenges even now, as you mentioned, being a smaller company, microcap, small number of shares. I've heard from a number of investors that they would like to take positions, but they have a hard time accumulating very large positions. So as a result, I think that a lot of institutions have had a challenge investing into the company, but they see the opportunity and they see what we're providing and they see, really what the potential is for the company. So I think it's a really interesting place, for us as a microcap investor. I think we're in a really interesting place where if you're willing to ride a long-term secular trend that's going to continue to impact food, I think we're one of the very few pure plays that you can have in that space as a public company.
Very cool. All right. Well, I've taken a lot of your time here today. To close this out from what you can tell us, I kind of asked a little further, but this is more near term, I guess. What would you say are some of the company's value catalysts and goals then for the rest of 2025?
Yeah, we came out with guidance recently that we reaffirmed actually guidance that we gave last year. We have a strong growth year ahead of us, even with the uncertainty at this point. We really believe that we have tremendous growth drivers that we can execute this year. So expanding distribution on the existing products that we have is a really big part of this year's plan. We do have an innovation plot that's really, quite exciting. We don't share all of it as we go forward, but as we start to have those conversations with retailers, then we share it back with investors, and we'll be sharing more of that over the course of the next couple of months, and have a lot of longer term potential with some of the development that we're doing as well. And then we really have only at this point we've really only pushed the product into, we're digital native, so we went to DTC first. We've started to open Amazon, but there's so much more potential because we really only leaned into that probably 18 months ago or so. And then over on the natural side, I mentioned that we're expanding distribution there and in conventional, but we haven't done anything yet in food service. You think about all the opportunities at CNU and or college and university and in the office space, at coffee shops where you can create a board that is just a few healthy lattes to give them something, a way to really differentiate their positioning. We're having a lot of really exciting conversations right now.
Jason, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Laird Superfood?
Yeah, I'd encourage everyone to go to www.lairdsuperfood.com. We have a great opportunity for you to go out and find the full portfolio of products there, but a really great education center about the brand and about all of our products, and Laird and Gabby as well.
Very cool. All right. Well, Jason, thank you so much for joining me today. Really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Vegas.
Sounds great, Robert. I look forward to it.
Thank you.
See you.